guys, welcome back with Wealthy Banda. Today I'm really excited about the platform we will be reviewing, and the reason for this is a real estate crowdfunding platform that allows anyone in the whole world to invest in the US real estate market. Now this is really great news because if you are living outside the United States and you're currently having a free fall against the US dollar, so if you're living in a country like Turkey, Brazil, Indonesia, Egypt, the chances is this is a great way for you to protect your wealth from shrinking. Now the platform we will be reviewing today is called Lofty, a tokenized real estate crowdfunding platform that allow anyone to own a fractional share into single-family housing, multi-family housing, as well as commercial with only $50 and get paid in daily rent. And yes, you hear this correctly, it's in daily basis. And again, it doesn't matter what country you live in, you can actually use this platform to start investing and build your passive income. Now before I go in and show you how this platform works, I want to take a moment and explain one important difference between tokenized real estate, which is what this platform is, and other fractional share platform. Now with a fractional share application like Arrive or Land app, the way it works, they go out, they find a property, they incorporate it into LLC, then they take this LLC and break it into shares. And people can go in and buy these shares. Again, your receipt, maybe that email or maybe whatever account they have for you, hold the number of shares that you actually own. Now this is a little bit different when we're talking about tokenized real estate. So with Lofty, the way it works, they go outside, they buy a property, they incorporate it in an LLC, but instead of issuing shares, they issue for you something called a token. Now each one of these tokens is a representative of a share. Now this token is saved on the blockchain and it's literally in your own digital wallet. Now with Lofty, you have that token, you can actually transfer it, sell it, do whatever you want with it. Whoever holds that token into their wallet technically is the owner of that share of the real estate. Now this will make it much easier to be open for international market and for people to actually own real estate in America using this application. Now I'm going to go ahead and jump in and show you how this platform works in a second. Now before I go ahead and jump in and show you how this platform works, make sure to go ahead and jump up the like button. Also, if you're interested in this platform, check out our link in the description. You can get $25 sign up bonus for simply using that link. Now let's go ahead and jump in. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys my account, but before I do so, I want to point out, if you're going to go ahead and browse Lofty, I highly recommend using Google Chrome. I noticed the platform doesn't play well with Safari. Sometimes some of the pictures don't render properly. Also, there's something really interesting right now. If you are a first-time investor and you go ahead and sign up for Lofty, you will be able to take advantage of this offer that's running all the way until October 15. Now, the offer is pretty straightforward. If you go ahead and make your first investment, I think up to $1,000 you get 2%, and if you go ahead and invest something like 10K, you get 500. So they're having an incentive just to go ahead and get you guys started. I think it's nice. When I was signed up, I believe a month ago, I went ahead and took advantage of this offer. Now let me go ahead and jump to my account. Usually it takes a minute here to load. You can see right now they are highlighting here, if I go ahead and refer a friend, I get $25 bonus. So right now they're having a referral bonus. If you guys go ahead and use the link in the description, you get $25 sign up bonus, I get $25 referral. So this is regardless of how much money you invest. You get $25 sign up bonus for simply using the link in the description. Now, the asset overview, right now you can see I have available rent of only 4 cents. I can go ahead and withdraw it. If I click on withdraw, it shows you all the options I have. I can actually withdraw to my bank account. They have a minimum of $1. It's amazing. I have 4 cents. I can go ahead and withdraw it to my PayPal. I'm not going to do so. And you can go ahead and even if you have a wallet, you can go ahead and send USDC. I think the minimum is $0.50 or Algorand, or you can actually donate to charity. Now, an FYI, if you are living outside America, you also have right now the bank transfer. So you can actually set up your bank regardless of the country, which is really neat. Now, on the right here, you can see my current account value, the total property value, how much rent I earned so far. And down here, you can see the whole portfolio. Every property I have, how many token, my cash COC, which is the dividend, current value, how much rent I earned so far. So everything actually you guys can see it right here on the right. I think it's a pretty neat information. How much actually the property from the time I bought it increased in value, if it did. This is the last one. It's still, I guess, an IBO, so it have not really increased yet. But I already start collecting rent, which you actually need. Now I'm going to go ahead and shop into Marketplace just to show you guys what to expect. How do you shop for a property? Now, right here in the marketplace is actually neat. You can see on the top here, you can filter by location, you can filter by the type of property, you can also do it based on the dividend, cash on cash return, as well as the projected IRR. Now, just an FYI, right now I want to point out the real estate market status overall is not really, the outlook doesn't really look good on the short term. We are in a recession, we're expecting actually the real estate to continue to decline. So honestly, I am not really big fan of the IRR. I don't think we're going to see good appreciation in the next few years. So that's just my take. I'm really focused more on the cash on cash return. Also on here you can see new or upcoming. So if you have a property that's coming soon, you can see it here. Apparently there's none. And then new right now they're having two property. You can see here one in Alabama, and they have this property in Iowa. And I really like how neat it is. So when I say it's new, it means this is right now going in the initial offering by Lofty itself. You are buying directly from the platform. When you can click here and you see all, these are all the properties that have any share available. These are the secondary market, not only the ones that's going through the initial offering, right? And you can see they have a lot of property. Again, the platform has been around for a while. Really amazing. You can go ahead and see pretty much any city you are looking for. Wow, the list goes on and on. I'm not going to go through it all. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take one of these properties just to give you an example. So let me click on this property. So this property in Iowa, I really like this property because it's the first commercial property I seen here. And look at the businesses you have. You have McDonald's, you have Domino's, and you have the US seller. Now, overall, I actually like this property mainly because of the businesses in. Let me take McDonald's as an example, right? As I highlighted, we are in a recession. Overall, I'm focused on passive income. I'm focusing on getting dividends. And the best place to go ahead and do so, you want businesses that actually will be able to do well in a recession. I'm talking about businesses like McDonald's, right? Think about it. Right now in a recession, as the economy starts slowing down, people will not be able to afford going to a fancy restaurant. Where are they going to go? They're going to go to places like McDonald's, right? If you have 3-4 kids, you get them here, everybody's happy, everybody gets a happy meal, and we are good to go. So I think overall this is really good. Again, I actually went ahead, invested here a little bit, and when we go through the document, I will point out for you guys. For example, McDonald's here have been around for 12 years in this location, which means they are doing good overall, they are profitable, and as long as they are doing well, I actually believe this is going to do well for me in bad economy. Again, in bad economy, one of the things I really focus on, something that will continue to pay off. So for stocks, for example, we know a lot of stocks, when a recession hit and the business is not doing well, what do? They freeze immediately your dividend, right? But when you go ahead and invest in real estate, as long as you have really good tenants who are going to stay there, the chances is you will continue to have income. And this is why I think Domino's beats as well. I believe Domino's will do just fine in bad economy. And just think about it. McDonald's, if I go ahead and invest in their stock, how much do I get? Less than 2% return. Here I'm getting 6% investing in the property McDonald's is in, right? And technically, this is the same business model of McDonald's, because a lot of people misled assuming that McDonald's is in the business of fast food. If you go to McDonald's CEO, he's going to tell you, we are in the business of real estate. This is what McDonald's actually business is built on. You have some really good businesses. I believe that they will do for you well. So overall, I'm interested in this property. I believe I bought 3 tokens. The chances I will buy more. They give you 6%, and again, 6% for a commercial building is actually very neat. I don't care for the IRR, as I mentioned. Again, as I'm highlighting right now, when I'm looking at real estate, I'm really not worried about appreciation on the short term, because again, I'm expected whatever I'm going to go ahead and buy now, it may not do well on the short term. But on the long term, right, when you buy an appreciation, nobody should be looking at how much I will appreciate in only 1 or 2 years. You need to look at the long term, 5-10 years from now. And I believe on the long term, this will do very well. Also, I want to point out, if you are investing from outside America, whatever actually we are highlighting here, if you are, in one of these countries that their currency is falling right now, even if the real estate in America fall down a bit, you will do much better investing in Lofty than you will do actually just keeping your money in the bank, because your money will lose value on much faster speed, right? Here you actually have some kind of protection, you have an income coming in. So just consider that. Now, let's go ahead and focus on the listing. Again, they have the summary here, the highlights for you, how many tokens I have. I got 3, which is 0.01% of the building. I can go ahead and see drone footage on YouTube. I'm not really interested. The property have been in a good standing. It was built in 2010, and I actually gonna go ahead and see each and every contract. Again, all of the tenants they have overall, I think they are solid. A little bit more information, the location over here. If I actually go a little bit up, click on finance, it will show you as well how much they actually paid for this property, the actual value underneath it, closing fees. Everything you need to know about the fees is actually here. They have a one-time listing fee of 5%. They have as well management fee. So if you're looking to see the fees for this property, and if it makes sense for you, you're going to find it all here. Again, I'm not going to go through each and every one of them, but I think it's really neat. You can find all the information here. You can look it up. Now, when it comes to documents, now this is a brand new property. The documents they have are just the essential stuff that you will see pretty much on every property, like lease contract, LLC corporation. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys if they have made any building improvement. So they have some really good documents over here. I'm not going to go through these documents, but you guys can actually go ahead and check them out. As I highlighted, I went through these before I invest. I highly recommend, if you're going to go ahead and invest in a property, check them out. Now, I noticed in some of the seasoned property on the platform that have been around for a while, you would find actual receipt for, electricity bill, water bill, etc., which is actually good information. So again, very high level of transparency by Lofty. Now, under the buying process, usually here they provide you updates. So again, this is a new property. There's not much under the buying process. But on other properties that have been around for a while, if there's an issue with the tenant, you will find it here. If there's any problem, you will find everything about it over here. So again, it's more of an update. Whenever they have an update, you will find it here. And a little bit more information about the market. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you how actually the property look like if you are trying to buy a property that's in the secondary market, because it looks a little bit different. So if I go back to the marketplace, and let's say, for example, I don't know, I'm going to go ahead and click this property in Ohio. Again, you can see here all the information. It's a multifamily housing. Under the update or buying process, you can actually find the information I just highlighted. Everything is here. So again, they provide you updates for every property, what's going on, if there's any issues. And one thing I noticed actually, when you go ahead and sign up for Lofty first time, they will take you through a survey asking you a bunch of questions. For example, if a tenant don't pay, what do you want them to do? So it's really nice you are actually able to go ahead and tell them what is your vote based on your token. Now, usually they will decide if they actually going to go ahead and, take one action or another based on the majority of the vote. So actually Lofty give you something that no other fractional share platform do for you, right? It allows me to actually have vote on how should we handle issues with the property. Again, I don't have to manage it. The property manager will do, but it's nice that they're providing me that feature. Now, this is secondary market, and again, the way you can tell, it's show you here few order book. Also, if I actually go back to the main page, you can notice here how many available token, and we usually would say it's start at. It means it's already in the secondary market. It means I can actually go ahead and find people selling their own token. Here it's fixed. It's at 50, I think, on this one, right? The tokens are 50. Here you're going to see 50 plus. It means that's already being listed in secondary market, or 49 plus. So that plus is a hint for you. This is a secondary market property. So let's go back to the one in Akron. Now, FYI, actually almost 9% on multifamily housing is super neat, right? So again, it really comes down to the property itself. But for me, like I'm looking at 9%, I would consider it. Now click on the view order book. You can see here a very important information. Now again, the order book is only available for properties that are in the secondary market, right? What was the last rate? Was $51. How much is the volume? Now, right now there's no open orders, but we're seeing people who want to sell, right? So it's really nice. Again, this is like an order book, just like if you are buying and selling stocks, right? But again, you have much less people here. For me, I would actually consider going in and try to buy it for lower price, maybe for $49. Again, some people may actually agree if they want to go ahead and liquidate, right? So keep this in mind. When we are talking about the secondary market, a lot of this is really going to rely on people needing to liquidate their asset or not. It's not only about the actual appreciation. So for me, I can go ahead and negotiate a lower price, even if the property is actually higher. So let's take a look at this 49 plus. This is property in Texas. Again, around 8% COC, which is actually neat. Let me see the view order book. So one guy here trying to buy, and he want to buy them for 44.62, and which again lower than what people are willing to sell it for. But you can see here, most of the transaction closed around 49, even 47. So some people are actually selling at loss. And the only reason I can think of people are selling at loss because they need to liquidate, right? And again, people can liquidate for any reason. Some of them may say, hey, there's a better investment opportunity, or maybe they did really well on rent and they are willing to go ahead and sell, not focus on appreciation. But for me, I will be looking at some of these property that pay high dividend. So I'm going to come in here and let me go. I'm looking for something. Let's say I want properties that pay me at least 10%. Here, I found a bunch of them. This is from 60 plus. Again, some of them can get really pricey. The reason they're increasing in the price, two things. If it's having a really high dividend or have high appreciation. A lot of people can say, you know what, this is a nice property, I want to go ahead and invest in. 52. Here there's none actually available, but you can go ahead and make an offer. $57. Okay, let's find out something cheaper. Again, I don't mind paying 53 or 52 if I'm gonna get really nice dividends. So let's actually increase it. I want to see anything with 12 to 13. Wow, this guy is ambitious. Those guys want a $65 minimum for the property. I'm not gonna invest. Here, $55, I can live with that. Again, I'm gonna be honest, I have to do my homework before investing in the secondary market because I'm taking some risk, right? I can see the view order book. People were willing to pay $55. Estimated value. Again, this is a good thing. They are telling you they believe the value here it declined. So even though it declined, people are actually going in and trying to sell it for higher price, mainly because they are dividend, right? A lot of people, oh, I can make 13% cash. Perfect. I want to go ahead and do so. Now, one thing I want to point out, if you're going to go ahead and participate on the secondary market, unlike the initial offering, you cannot go ahead and put an order, see, right now, without actually having cash in my account. So right now, say I don't have a sufficient money in my account in order to go ahead and make an offer. So if I want to go ahead and make an offer here, or try to buy, I need to have at least $50 in order to go ahead and say, hey, I want to buy. Now, I don't need to do this with initial offering. So I'm going to go back to the marketplace. These right now, they are an initial offering, right? And again, I like this property. I'm going to go ahead and try to buy more. Taking a second here to go through the purchase process. Okay. Now, it's going to show me here the property, whatever number of token I want. And if I have available rent, I can actually go ahead and apply it here, right? I can say, give me the max. And I can go ahead and pay directly from my bank account, card, whatever actually payment method I have. So with the initial offering, I can actually go ahead and put the order, even if I don't have the money in the account. That unfortunately is not the case with the marketplace. So this is the only downside. If you're going to go ahead and put anything in the secondary market, make sure to deposit money first before you try to make offers. And I'm going to be honest, overall, I'm actually liking the multifamily housing here, like 8% on multifamily housing. And again, this is an actual 8%. To be honest, in every other platform I have seen offering multifamily housing, nobody was offering me 8 to 9%. So it's pretty high, it's pretty decent, and I get paid on daily basis. So it's really, overall, again, I'm in favor of all of this. Now, I want to point out one important thing, even though so far, like everything I have highlighted about this platform, I really like it, as you guys can tell. One issue I'm actually having with Lofty, and I want everybody to pay attention to it, taxes. Now, if you live in America and the tax season come, here's what they're going to do. For every property you own, they're going to go ahead and send you K1. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't like K1 form. And think about it. Right now, I have 6 properties. They're going to give me 6 different K1. If I have 100 property, I will get 100 forum. Yeah, it's crazy, right? So this is one thing I'm not really in favor for Lofty. But again, it's not going to stop me. The only thing that I'm going to do going forward, if I'm going to go ahead and buy token, I'm not going to go in and buy only 1 token per property because I don't want to go ahead and get K1 at the end of the year because I made a few dollars. It's just not worth it, right? Instead, I'm going to go ahead and say, hey, if I really like this property, it's making 9%. If I read it and say, I love this one, I'm going to go ahead and buy 5 or 10. This way, if I'm getting a K1, at least it's worth my time, right? So this is just my take. Now, if you don't live in America, you may not actually go ahead and get any tax document. However, you're still liable for your taxes. So again, depending on your country, I can't really speak for, every country around the world. You should be aware of your own taxes, right? So you're probably going to have to check with your own accountant how you're going to go ahead and pay taxes. So they may not produce for you the tax document, but you are still liable for it. and something that you have to go ahead and figure it out. Okay, so that's just one thing I want to point it out. Overall, I think this is a really neat platform. I don't really have any issue with them. I think it's like one of the best places for me to invest when I'm looking at real estate. Again, a daily income, which is really super cool, and I can actually go ahead and invest in this regardless of any country. So I actually can share this with my friends around the world if they want to go ahead and invest. So again, my recommendation, go ahead and take a look at it. If you are looking to invest in real estate in this market, I think Lofty actually overall is well positioned. Just because of the high dividend you can collect, it might actually be very helpful for you. Again, right now we are seeing everything is going down, right? Maybe real estate is not taking the biggest hit yet, but again, it's a bad economy. We are gonna see recession, and it's a global recession. You have my word on it. So we're gonna see everybody getting affected. My personal take, of course, keep cash on hand. But if you are looking for an opportunity to invest and have that passive income, right? Again, we hope everybody maintains their job if they are having a job, and we hope everybody do well. But if you want to have that fixed income guaranteed coming from a good source, make sure you go ahead and look at the property that paying you a high dividend. And I think Lofty provide you just that. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to go ahead and subscribe. If you're already not a subscriber, smash that like button and turn on the notification button. Thank you guys, and stay tuned with Wealthy Banda.